What is good, guys, man? Thank you for tuning back into the channel, man. If you're new, make sure you hit that sub button down below to be notified for every single video that I drop, man. And if you have not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Go follow the Instagram and go follow my vlogging and encouragement channel too. Also, that channel is growing. But anyways, man, we got a testimony, man. She was saved by Jesus. Jesus saved her from loneliness, drugs, alcohol, and more. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our testimony. Y'all comment down below exactly. What y'all think about her. Alright? Without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay. What's up, guys? My name is Michelle Reynoso. Welcome to my first ever YouTube channel. Wait, no. What's up, guys? My name is Michelle Reynoso. Welcome to my first ever YouTube video. I have been wanting to start a YouTube channel for years now, and it was honestly something that I thought I wanted for myself, but God had revealed to me that He was the one that put it on my heart. And when I was in high school, I wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I wanted to do it on like completely different. I wanted to go like a completely different direction with it, but God wanted to use it for His glory, and I want to use it for God's glory. So, and I really believe that God put this channel on my heart for a reason. In this video, I will be talking about my testimony, how I came to know Jesus, how God came into my life and just completely transformed me. But yeah, I just wanted to share my testimony as my first video. I feel like that will really help you guys get to know who I am, how I even came to know who God was when He came into my life, how did I hear His call, His voice, where was I at the time, who was I at the time, and all that fun stuff. So hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, make sure you please share it, like it, and comment, and I'd be happy to respond to your guys' messages. I'd really appreciate it, as that is what will help support my channel. Let's get right into this video. So we'll go ahead and start at around high school, but a little background, a little context before I start talking about my life in high school. Growing up, I never grew up in like a religious home, or we never went like every week to church or anything like that. We believed in God, like we knew He was real. We would pray to Him like once a year whenever things would get bad. But it wasn't like we had a genuine relationship with Him. It was kind of just like we would go to Him whenever we would need Him. I grew up going to, I believe, like 3 different kinds of churches. So I went to a Catholic church a few times, like once a year with my family. I went to Christian churches, I believe only like 2 or 3 that I can remember. And again, those were like, we went one time, or we would go a few times like every now and then, and like never apply anything we hear or anything like that. And then I also had went to a Jehovah's Witness church or congregation, whatever they call it. And somehow, for some reason, even though I had never gotten talked to about who God was, I didn't understand who He was, or the Bible even, never even opened my Bible. I just kind of had this sense of like, I know I want to follow God and be devoted to Him one day. And I was a little girl thinking these things, and even as a little girl, for some reason, I was exploring my faith, should I say. When I would go to those different churches, there was just something about walking into...
I definitely was the same as her, man. As a younger man, always, you know what I'm saying, gotta put it on you at a young age, you know what I'm saying. Like, God will let you know at a young age that you are very, very much different, you know what I'm saying, and that you feel like it's something heavy on you that you got to accomplish with God. You know, I feel like that is your purpose. Whatever that heavy weight is on your shoulders, and you know you thinking about God all the time, whatever the case may be, it's a purpose that you got to figure it out, man. You have to figure it out, or it's going to keep on bothering you. But yeah, I feel on that one.
A Christian church setting, and this isn't talking about religion or comparing religions or anything like that. But again, when I would walk into that atmosphere of a Christian church. I just felt such a beautiful presence, literally just walking in through the doors, not even sitting down yet. All the times I have gone to a Christian church, not knowing who God was, anything like that, I just felt this beautiful presence that would just kind of like hug me, and my eyes would get teary-eyed, but in a good way. I feel like if I was where I was supposed to be. So after having explored different churches, different belief systems and whatnot, I kind of like stopped and gave up on that whole pursuit and search when I got to like middle school, should I say. So in middle school, I became a little rebel kid. I was hanging out with the wrong crowd. I didn't know who I was, and I was trying to fit in with everyone around me. I remember I tried smoking weed for the first time, I think was 7th grade. Yeah, I think it was 7th grade. My mindset was changing a lot too, from like starting to lie a little bit, and it was growing into more lying, into hiding more stuff behind my family's back, into later turned into drinking and whatnot, and just further and further just digging myself deeper. So I remember freshman and sophomore year, it was more so freshman year, was one of the loneliest years of my life. So I started looking for a relationship, and even though I knew I didn't need one, I wanted to look for one anyway, because I thought that that's what I was missing. And then also with friends, I went through so many friendships and lost a lot of friends because I honestly just couldn't find friends that wanted the best for me. I was like, dang, I can't keep friends. What is it? I remember just being so sad during that time. I would post like the saddest like tweets or whatever, because I used to have a Twitter. I would just be so overwhelmed with this like void, and I didn't know what it was. I could not pinpoint what it was. Fast forward to junior year, I had met this guy, and when we started dating, we just started partying and just doing things we weren't supposed to be doing, hanging out with the wrong crowd again, and it really just changed my personality completely. I thought that who I was when I was partying, drinking, smoking, hanging out with certain people, I thought that's who I was, but in reality, I was just conforming to the people around me.
That's why it's very important to choose the right people to be around, because you can be a certain way before you meet somebody else, you know what I'm saying? And then when you start hanging around a certain group of people, you start to conform to their ways, man. You know, what's that Bible verse? It's something in the Bible that says, bad company corrupts good character. It's so very important to watch who you hang around, who you're around, or whatever the case may be. Especially when you on a straight and narrow, you know, nobody's perfect or whatever the case may be, but I'm saying, like, when you on a straight and narrow, you know, you don't get in no trouble, you know, you really stay out the way. And then when you start hanging around other people, you start conforming to their ways, you start doing stuff that they're doing. People you sleep and having sex with, you start carrying on some of their ways and stuff like that, you know, soul ties and all that type of stuff like that. So yeah, it's very, very important, you know what I'm saying, who you hang around, because who you hang around is who you are, period. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let's get back into it, though. She talking that.
Because again, I wanted to escape that feeling of loneliness, and I felt like, wow, I finally found a place where I belong. I remember just this relationship to begin with was not a good idea. I wanted to rush into something that God did not want for me, because I didn't want to wait on God. I didn't want to wait and trust on His plan. And again, I didn't know who God was, and something deep down inside of me told me, this isn't right. What are you doing? What you want to settle for? Is this the life you want to settle for? As I was getting these thoughts and these convictions, I chose to ignore them because, again, I was just running away from dealing with what I had going on inside. And so when I thought that's who I would dress a certain way, talk a certain way. I constantly had this pressure of, I need to measure up. I need to be this pretty. I need to act this way, or else people won't like me, or else I won't be enough. And I just constantly battled with not feeling like enough. So then I remember being at parties and it felt so out of place. And even though like I had friends and a boyfriend and I had all these things, I still could not shake this feeling of loneliness or this hole that I had deep inside of me.
When you feel out of place and when you feel lonely when you're around a lot of people, that is not your crowd at all. It can be anywhere, your job, your family, whatever the case may be. When you feel alone and out of place, even though you have so many people around you, you are not meant to fit in. You don't do what everybody else do. You don't fit into that crowd. Like she said, she didn't do all these things before she met these certain people, so she's not used to that. She's gonna definitely uh, be the outcast of whatever that's going on. You know what I'm saying? And when you feel that way, I just think that you just gotta exit. You know what I'm saying? And figure out what your crowd is. But let's just go ahead and get back into it though.
I would have moments with God where I would cry in my room and give my heart to him and say, God, I'm ready now. Like, it's time. I repent. Forgive me. And then I would just fall right back into temptation and do the same thing over and over again. And I would just feel so bad about myself, and I felt such shame and condemnation, and I found myself thinking things I never thought I was capable of thinking. I found myself wanting to go even deeper into sin. When I was around 18, 19, I went to EDC, and sure enough, I took a pill once every day at EDC, so for 3 days. There would be moments where I would just kind of like look around and I would just feel like a darkness there. When I was at these parties doing all these odd things, I remember just feeling like something was telling me to not do it. And I would always hear growing up this whisper, and it wasn't like a physical whisper, like I could hear it right here. These two words would always pop up in my head, and I knew it was God. I would always hear the words, come home. I knew it was God, and I chose to just keep ignoring him because I just thought to myself, no, God, I'm not ready. I want to experience more. I don't want to stop now. Later, I'll come to you when I have tried everything, when I have lived through so many crazy experiences. Then I'll come to you. Then I'll be ready. But right now, I wanna do things my way. I wanna have fun. And then I would go to that party or go to that rave or try this drug or drink this or have sex. Fast forward to when I was 19, after EDC, I just really felt it in my heart that it was time. And I told myself, because I was thinking things I should have never been thinking or wanting to get deeper in my sin further than I already was, I told myself, if I don't stop now, then later I'm gonna dig a hole so deep that it's gonna take me so much to get out of it. It's just smarter to just stop right now while I can. I knew I wasn't gonna be missing out because I had experienced all these things, and yeah, they were fun, yeah, they were enjoyable at the time, but they didn't satisfy me, and if anything, they left me more empty than before. And I was really just hungry and thirsty for something more. I would ask myself constantly, is there more to life than this? There has to be more. I was just done with feeling empty, with feeling lonely. Despite having all the things that I thought were going to fill me up, I was done. So I finally cried out to God and was like, God, it's time now. I'm ready to go all in. I'm never looking back. And then God came into my life and he showed me a better way. He kept whispering. He never gave up on me. I started looking for a church, and I was Googling some. I didn't know any Christians, so I was basically on this journey on my own. But I had God. I was following his voice, and one of my friends had invited me to a church here where I live, and I went to go check it out one Sunday, and I went with my sister. So we started going to church together, and that first time that I went, I just felt so at home. I heard God say, "Welcome home." And he welcomed me with open arms. He didn't hold my past against me. Instead, he wrapped me in love, compassion, and mercy. I still look back at all those times when I said no to him and he didn't give up on me, and he still pursued me and he still wanted me. When I had heard "Welcome home" and when I was at church, I just felt like I finally found what filled my soul. I finally felt true, perfect love. In 2019, I decided to get baptized at the church that I was going to. And me and my sister actually got baptized together, which is so exciting. I was just ready to dive in with God. I was ready to go all in and started serving others. That's what made me the Christian that I am today. That's what made me a follower of Jesus, was serving other people, loving on other people, learning to be patient, to grow with people, to forgive people. I've relied on the Holy Spirit to guide me every step of the way, following God's voice, trusting in him, going to him for perfect love and not the world. If you're watching this video and you're thinking to yourself, dang, I relate to some of the things she's talking about, I feel empty, I feel lonely, then that is not on accident. You are not feeling that for no reason. You are feeling that because all of us, all human beings, have a void, and the only thing that can fill that void is Jesus. Believe me, this is coming from a person who was wild, was crazy. I have seen God change the lives of so many people, of people that other people would.
Okay, definitely love her testimony, man. When you got like a heavy calling, a heavy anointing on your life, you know what I'm saying? God is not going to let you continue to keep going down that route. You're going to continue to still fill a void. Yes, everybody needs God. You're going to forever feel emptiness, forever feel sadness, whatever the case may be. Drugs, alcohol, sex, partying, it's not going to fill that void. A lot of people do it for a temporary fix, but when that fix is gone, what's next? What is next? And that's why it's a lot of suicides out here, because people don't know who to turn to. They're living their life for self. They're not people don't know the importance of having God and just knowing God and just filling that void, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know God, you know what I'm saying? Haven't had that relationship with him in order to have that relationship with they self that they need, because they need they self. At the end of the day, you need yourself. You need to start loving yourself, and how can you love yourself if you don't love God? And how can you love other people if you don't love yourself? So I'm definitely thankful that she did find God, and she's very beautiful. Like, she is definitely eye candy. But anywho, man, listen, man, y'all comment down below what y'all think about her testimony, man. And at the end of my videos, I always say, stay inspired, stay motivated, stay grinding. Till next video, I'm out of here. Peace.